It was a sunny afternoon in Los Angeles, and the city was buzzing with its usual energy. In the heart of Beverly Hills, a luxury clothing store called Elegance and Style stood proudly, its glass windows displaying the latest high-end fashion. The store was known for catering to celebrities, influencers, and the elite. Emily, a 26-year-old employee, was busy organizing a rack of designer jackets when the bell at the entrance chimed. Emily was a hard worker, dedicated to her job, but she had a strict sense of professionalism. She believed that a luxury store like Elegance and Style should maintain a certain image, and that meant ensuring only the right kind of clients walked through the door. She glanced up and saw a man entering the store. He was wearing a baggy t-shirt, ripped jeans, and scuffed sneakers. His face was partially hidden behind oversized sunglasses and a baseball cap, and his arms were covered in tattoos. To Emily, he didn't look like the typical clientele. She straightened her posture and approached him with a polite but firm smile. "Good afternoon, sir. How can I help you today?" she asked, her tone professional but slightly guarded. The man, who was none other than Post Malone, gave her a casual smile. "Hey, just browsing. Cool place you got here," he said, his voice relaxed. Emily hesitated. She had been trained to handle all kinds of customers, but something about his laid-back demeanor made her uneasy. She glanced at his outfit again and made a quick judgment. "Sir, I'm sorry, but this store caters to a very specific clientele. If you're not here to make a purchase, I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to leave," she said, her voice steady but firm. Post Malone raised an eyebrow, surprised. He wasn't used to being treated this way, especially not in a store. But instead of getting upset, he chuckled softly. "All right, no problem. I'll just take a quick look and—" Emily interrupted him, her tone now more insistent. "I'm sorry, sir, but I must insist. This store is for serious customers only." Post Malone paused, studying her for a moment. He could see she was just doing her job, but he also sensed her judgment. He shrugged, still smiling. All right, I'll leave. But hey, thanks for the hospitality," he said, his tone light and sarcastic. As he turned to leave, Emily felt a pang of guilt. There was something about his calm demeanor that made her second-guess her actions, but she pushed the thought aside. She had a job to do, and maintaining the store's image was part of it. Little did she know, the man she had just kicked out was not only one of the biggest music stars in the world, but also someone who was about to change her life and the future of the store forever. After leaving Elegance and Style, Post Malone couldn't stop thinking about what had just happened. He wasn't angry. If anything, he found the situation amusing. But it also made him reflect on how people often judge others based on appearances. As someone who had built his career on being authentic and breaking stereotypes, he saw an opportunity to make a point, and maybe even a difference. Later that evening, Post Malone sat in his luxurious home, scrolling through his phone. He decided to do a quick search about Elegance and Style. The store had a solid reputation, but recent reviews hinted at declining sales and a need for fresh leadership. An idea began to form in his mind. The next morning, Post Malone's team reached out to the owners of Elegance and Style. They arranged a private meeting at a high-end restaurant in Beverly Hills. The owners, a middle-aged couple named Richard and Linda, were surprised to hear that Post Malone was interested in their store. When they met, Post Malone was straightforward. "I want to buy your store," he said, leaning back in his chair. Richard and Linda exchanged glances. They had been considering selling the business for a while, but they hadn't expected an offer from someone like Post Malone. "Why us?" Linda asked, curious. Post Malone smiled. "Let's just say I had an interesting experience at your store yesterday. I think it has potential, but it needs a new direction. I want to make it a place where everyone feels welcome, no matter how they look or dress." Richard and Linda were intrigued. They had built the store from the ground up, but they knew it was time to pass the torch to someone with fresh ideas. After some negotiation, they agreed to sell the store to Post Malone. There was just one condition. Post Malone wanted to keep his ownership a secret, for now. Back at Elegance and Style, the employees were called into a meeting. The atmosphere was tense. Rumors had been circulating about the store being sold, and everyone was anxious about what it meant for their jobs. Emily sat in the corner, her arms crossed. She couldn't shake the guilt she felt about the incident with the mystery customer the day before. She had replayed the conversation in her head over and over, wondering if she had been too harsh. The store manager, Mr. Thompson, stepped forward to address the team. "As you may have heard, the store has been sold to a new owner," he announced. A murmur spread through the room. "Who is it?" someone asked. Mr. Thompson shook his head. "The new owner has asked to remain anonymous for now, but I can assure you they have big plans for this store. Our focus should be on continuing to provide excellent service to our customers." Emily felt a knot in her stomach. She had always prided herself on being a good employee, but the idea of a new owner made her nervous. What if they didn't like her? What if they found out about the incident with the customer she had kicked out? As the meeting ended, Emily tried to push her worries aside. She told herself she was just being paranoid. After all, how could one small incident possibly matter in the grand scheme of things? Little did she know that small incident was about to become the turning point of her career, and the beginning of a new chapter for Elegance and Style. A week had passed since the announcement of the store's sale, and the employees of Elegance and Style were on edge. The new owner's identity remained a mystery, and the uncertainty was starting to take its toll. Emily, in particular, couldn't shake the feeling that something big was about to happen. One afternoon, as Emily was rearranging a display of designer handbags, the store's door swung open. She looked up and froze. Standing there in his signature casual attire, baggy t-shirt, ripped jeans, and scuffed sneakers, was the same man she had asked to leave the store just days ago. Her heart sank. Not him again, she thought, bracing herself for another awkward confrontation. She took a deep breath and approached him, forcing a polite smile. "Sir, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave again," she said, her voice firm but trembling slightly. Post Malone tilted his head, a playful smirk on his face. "Really? Even if I'm here to see the new owner?" Emily blinked, confused. "The new owner? I'm sorry, but I don't think—" Before she could finish, Mr. Thompson, the store manager, rushed over. His face was pale, and he looked like he had just seen a ghost. "Emily, stop!" he said, his voice urgent. He turned to Post Malone and extended his hand. "Mr. Malone, welcome. We've been expecting you." Emily's jaw dropped. Her mind raced as she tried to process what was happening. Mr. Malone, as in Post Malone? Post Malone shook Mr. Thompson's hand, then turned to Emily with a grin. "Surprise," he said, his tone light and teasing. Emily felt her face flush with embarrassment. I had no idea," she stammered. "I'm so sorry about last time. I didn't mean to—" Post Malone held up a hand, cutting her off. "Relax, Emily. It's all good. Honestly, it's kind of funny now." The other employees had gathered around, whispering and staring in disbelief. Post Malone, the global music icon, was their new boss? It felt like something out of a movie. Post Malone clapped his hands, breaking the tension. "All right, everyone, gather around. I've got something to say." The employees formed a semicircle around him, their expressions a mix of shock and curiosity. "First of all," Post Malone began, "I want to say that I'm really excited to be here. This store has a lot of potential, and I've got some big plans for it. But more importantly, I want to make this a place where everyone feels welcome, no matter how they look or what they're wearing." He paused, glancing at Emily. What happened last week was a good reminder that we all make mistakes, but it's how we learn from them that matters. So let's move forward and make this store the best it can be." The employees erupted into applause, their initial shock replaced by excitement. Emily, however, still felt a knot of guilt in her stomach. She approached Post Malone after the speech. "Mr. Malone," she began, but he interrupted her. "Call me Post," he said with a smile. "Post," she corrected herself. "I just want to say again how sorry I am. I shouldn't have judged you like that." "Post." Malone shrugged. "Don't sweat it, Emily. Honestly, I respect that you were just doing your job, but here's the thing. I'm promoting you to head of customer experience. I think you've got what it takes to help me make this store more inclusive." Emily's eyes widened. "Wait, promoting me? After what I did?" Post Malone laughed. "Yeah, promoting you. You're dedicated, and you care about this place. That's exactly what I need. Just maybe go a little easier on the dress code policy, okay?" Emily couldn't help but laugh. "Okay, I can do that." As Post Malone walked away to chat with the other employees, Emily felt a wave of relief and gratitude. She had been given a second chance, and she was determined to make the most of it. The weeks following Post Malone's takeover of elegance and style were nothing short of transformative. The store, once known for its exclusivity, began to radiate a new energy, one of inclusivity, warmth, and creativity. Post Malone's vision was clear. He wanted the store to be a place where everyone, regardless of their style or background, felt welcome. Emily, now the head of customer experience, took her new role seriously. She worked tirelessly to implement Post's ideas, from revamping the store's policies to training the staff on how to treat every customer with respect and kindness. She even suggested hosting community events to bring people together, an idea Post loved. One Saturday afternoon, the store hosted its first ever Style for All event. The concept was simple. Customers could come in, try on outfits, and get personalized styling advice. No judgment, no pressure. The response was overwhelming. People from all walks of life showed up, from teenagers in streetwear to grandparents in vintage suits. The store was buzzing with laughter and excitement. Post Malone himself made an appearance, mingling with customers and even helping a shy teenager pick out a jacket. Emily watched from across the room, a smile on her face. She couldn't believe how far they had come in such a short time. As the event wound down, Post pulled Emily aside. "You've done an amazing job," he said, his tone sincere. "This place feels alive again, and it's all thanks to you." Emily shook her head. "No, it's thanks to you. You saw the potential in this store, and in me. I'll never forget that." Post smiled. "We make a good team, don't we?" Emily nodded, her eyes glistening with tears. "Yeah, we do." But the real turning point came a few days later. A young woman named Sarah walked into the store, her eyes wide with awe. She was dressed in a simple hoodie and jeans, and she looked like she didn't belong in a place like elegance and style. Emily recognized the look immediately. It was the same look Post Malone had given her when she had asked him to leave. Emily approached Sarah with a warm smile. "Hi there! Welcome to Elegance and Style. How can I help you today?" Sarah hesitated. I've never been in a store like this before. I just wanted to see what it was like." Emily's heart went out to her. "Well, you're in the right place. Let me show you around." As Emily guided Sarah through the store, she couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. This was what Post Malone had envisioned, a place where anyone could feel at home. When Sarah left the store that day, she wasn't just carrying a bag with a new outfit. She was carrying a newfound confidence, thanks to the kindness and acceptance she had experienced. The story of elegance and style spread quickly. News outlets picked up on the store's transformation, and soon Post Malone's vision was making headlines. People praised him for using his platform to promote inclusivity and kindness, and the store became a symbol of positive change. One evening, as the store was closing, Emily found Post sitting in the back office, scrolling through social media. The hashtag number Style for All was trending, and the comments were filled with heartwarming stories from customers who had visited the store. "Looks like we've started something big," Emily said, leaning against the doorframe. Post looked up and grinned. "Yeah, we have, and it's just the beginning." Emily sat down across from him. "You know, when you first walked into this store, I never could have imagined this is where we'd end up." Post chuckled. "Life's funny like that, isn't it? Sometimes the best things come from the most unexpected moments." Emily nodded, her heart full. "Thank you, Post, for giving me a second chance and for showing me what really matters." Post leaned back in his chair, his expression thoughtful. "Thank you, Emily. You've helped me turn this place into something I'm really proud of." As the months went by, elegance and style continued to thrive. It wasn't just a store anymore. It was a community. And for Emily, it was a reminder that kindness and acceptance could change lives, one small gesture at a time. Post Malone's journey with the store became a testament to the power of second chances and the importance of seeing people for who they truly are. And for Emily, it was a lesson she would carry with her for the rest of her life. The story of elegance and style wasn't just about fashion. It was about breaking down barriers, building bridges, and creating a world where everyone felt like they belonged. And that, perhaps, was the most beautiful transformation of all,